Hey everybody, welcome to the Namra podcast. I'm here with my guest today, Stuart Beeby with Beeby Studios and Photography. Phenomenal photographer, video producer in Central Mass and all around New England. Happy to have him into the studio and talk to you guys about how we both started, how we've both grown our teams over time, and things that we've both learned about marketing other businesses. So stay tuned. Stuart, thanks for coming in.
Great to be here, man.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Namra studio.
Thank you. Impressive as well. I'm very jealous of your space.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. It was certainly a blank slate when we got here, and
That's cool.
Yeah, we look around and it's a fully functioning studio now. It's nice.
Yeah, nice.
You mentioned you had listened to a few episodes of the Namra podcast.
Every podcast. Yeah, I'm a bit of a fan actually. I was really looking forward to today's chat. I've definitely learned lots. You've had some great guests on. You're very well versed in your industry, and I've been learning lots from you. Yeah, so
I appreciate that.
I was looking forward to coming in for sure.
Yeah, that was a nice little surprise hearing that when you walked in.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's do a quick introduction for the audience, who you are, what you do, and your whole story.
Sure. So Stuart Beeby. So we moved to the US about 10 years ago. We've just become citizens actually this year, which we're excited about.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We came over because my wife's job was positioned over here, so we took the opportunity, and it was really at that point that I thought I wanted to do something completely different. I was in like the corporate world in sales and marketing, selling software, and I'd always had this kind of passion, this desire to have my own business. Never sure what it was going to be. At the same time, I was really getting into photography in a big way, like a hobby. And I took a couple of courses online and really started to fall in love with the art of photography. And then I kind of put the two things together. I thought, well, maybe I could perhaps at first it was maybe I start a little side gig doing photography. And sure enough, I picked up a couple of people that I knew, said, oh, would you take pictures of our family? And the first time somebody ever gave me a little bit of money, I thought, oh, I like that. That was cool.
Yeah.
And I carried on in that kind of vein, really, and then built a website pretty quickly. Just learned how to build a website with Squarespace. But yeah, it snowballed and kind of just built momentum very quickly.
And how long ago was that when you?
So it was probably a side hustle for about a year, back in 2016, 17, and then I left my job at 2017. So now we're getting to 7 years full time, and I just figured it out really. I was pretty heavy on marketing initially because I was in sales and marketing, so I knew the power of marketing. I knew how important it was to get out there, I just kept really, really busy. And the thing is, I just took everything on. I never said no to anything. Families, high school seniors, and I picked up in the early days. I picked up a few businesses as well with doing business headshots, and that's really when I started really figuring out that's the path I was going to take, really, down the business headshots, because initially it was mostly families, which was it was more seasonal, kind of in the fall, families certainly around near us, so always wanted to have pictures in the fall, but you can't really sustain that kind of business year round. It's really headshots that I really kind of built my craft and knowledge around photography and lighting. I thought this is definitely going to be the thing that keeps the lights on throughout the week, every day. I'm lucky enough as well where our house actually has a separate space. It's not as elaborate as mine, but we're above a garage, and it was a sort of an in-law apartment, which we converted into now what's my studio.
Sweet.
2 rooms, kitchen, it's well equipped. And so that is now my business residence. And so I have people coming in all day, and it doesn't have to come near the house. People park outside, it's great. It keeps it completely separate. So I don't have the commercial rates that a regular business would have, but it's great. It serves a great purpose.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And you're doing video now as well.
So video has happened kind of organically, really. A number of clients said, "Oh, can you do video as well?" And I guess if I go back a while, video, I guess, really, I remember my wife actually, she bought me a camcorder years ago, just as when we were getting married, and I really got into just making home movies and stuff. Just really enjoyed it. And so I had a kind of a basic knowledge and understanding of kind of editing and stuff, but then just learned, YouTube's massive way of learning stuff, isn't
yes.
it? Right? Huge.
Sure is.
Yeah, it's how a lot of us learn. So yeah, and now I definitely do more video. I would still say that I'm a photographer that does video, but the direction I want to go in is definitely to produce more videos for businesses.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's awesome. I mean, both skills obviously go hand in hand. Finding that shot, I would say video is basically photography, but you're just holding the shot for like those 15 degrees.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Yeah, actually, in my previous life, I guess, if you want to call it, I used to DJ.
Cool.
Bring in, sort of mixing sort of, dance music. I think you call it EDM here, right?
Yeah.
But no, that was. In fact, I still have my decks down in the basement. Still have my little DJ booth.
Awesome.
So that's still a big hobby of mine. So bring in like photography and music together, video. It's I just love that process of like mixing and the soundtrack, and
that's fun.
I love it.
Yeah. You just have that creative mind. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
I found that within myself too. When we first started, we didn't do video at all. We were just doing like posting for people, and we were taking pictures on our cell phones, and it was better than what they were doing on their own, which was nothing. And so the video side like really came organically. Like we were shooting cell phone videos for like a year, and then we like bought one camera and had our cell phone as the second angle for like a year.
Right.
And just like really slowly. So I taught myself how to edit, and I was like, after a while, this is fun, and I actually kind of have a knack for the editing. And once our software improved, and our soundtracks improved, and the footage improved, it actually got. I'm nowhere near where our editors are at now, because they do it full time and they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I got to the point where I could put together a pretty solid event video and keep it clean and nice.
Yeah.
Which is a good feeling.
For sure. Yeah. It's I love the process. I think the key is to stay organized, right? That's really one of the things I learned earlier. Is to make sure you stay organized. And it's like if you were going to paint a room, the more time you spend on preparation, the better the job is at the end, right? Be really organized, understand get that workflow down, and then it becomes a lot easier.
Yep, and you learn that through trial and error, don't you?
For sure, yeah. Big turning point for me as well was COVID. I think like for a lot of businesses and individuals, COVID was, we had to kind of diversify, right? And so like every business, mine petered off a little bit, and which gave me more time. So I thought, well, I'm not just going to sit still and just stand around and wait for clients to come through the door. I went out and produced a few documentaries, sort of short films.
Oh, sweet.
Which I absolutely loved doing. It was great. I was like a roving reporter around our town, meeting with selectmen, local businesses, families on their doorstep, to ask them what they were. It's online, it's on YouTube, and it got like thousands of views.
How do people find that? Beeby Studios?
Well, yeah, I'm Beeby Studios on YouTube. Yeah, it's Sudbury. It's called Sudbury MA. So and people within our town all loved it because it kind of showcased the town, the spirit, and the community. I blended in some nice drone footage with it, and so it was cool, and people just loved it. Pushed it out on our local town Facebook group, and it just got so many views and likes and comments, and it was good.
Those are the great ones.
And as a result of that, I then did a couple more as well for like sort of charities, non-profits and stuff. All just like sort of projects that I off my own back really. But they were great for marketing because it sort of showcases what you can do.
Yep.
So off the back of that, I was getting sort of requests. Oh, can you do a video for us? Can you do this photography for us? It was a really great way to give my studio some exposure and some of my skills and talents, I guess, some exposure.
Yeah. Yep. That's very much the same with how we've grown. It was very organic. We haven't even marketed ourselves that much. Aside from the podcast and what we do organically, we're not running ads yet. And we want it to be that way. We want it to be as organic as possible for as long as possible.
Yeah.
And then eventually we'll, take over New England with an ad campaign, But I think that's the right way to do it. And, it shows that you do good work over time. So
yeah,
love it.
Yeah. I've got the itch to do more of that right now.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find the time, and also I guess trying to find a story or just something that's really is going to be an interesting story to tell, fun to shoot as well, because the stuff I've got online on YouTube, they were based around sort of some tough times, for example COVID, and then as a result of that I did another one called Love Give Feed, so it talked about food insecurities, and then after that I did a 20th anniversary of the 9/11. So they were kind of fairly, I wouldn't say somber stories, but they were kind of emotional, and I now I want to do kind of something fun, and that's sort of I guess, how can I put it? Not somber, just fun and enjoyable, and people that means a lot to people locally, I think.
Yeah. Cool. Do you have a desire to produce like movies?
Not really movies, no. No.
What's the longest you've made? Not really, no.
Probably anyway, between 12 and 15 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe actually 20 minutes, I think, probably. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. We've done a few like 10, 15 minute like documentaries where it's like interview combined with like multiple days worth of B-roll, and like for fitness like trainers and stuff. We've done like Ironman athlete. We did a video where we showed his entire daily routine with like interviews with his backstory, and it ended up being like a 15-minute like mini documentary. So we've done stuff like that. It's just not like our usual thing. Our usual thing is like we work with lots of real estate agents, attorneys, and also some fun businesses too. But it's mostly like under 2-minute videos, and then like the reels cut down from that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've just finished a video for a regular client of mine. They're in Milford. They're a biotech, so they are growing they've got a cell culture manufacturing plant, and so they're growing cells to produce drugs that cure cancer.
Wow!
So they're growing fast, and I got involved, introduced to them through a friend of mine, just initially to do some time-lapse photography for the new construction.
Sweet.
But off the back of that, I've just done so much work with them. And so as they've grown, brought in more people, they need more headshots. They want another video to tell about, to show the world about their new manufacturing plant. So I was just literally finished a video for them just now.
Sweet.
And that's actually a really interesting client. I was just there as well, just yesterday, doing some more photography for them. But to go into the lab, it's a full clean room. So you've got to sanitize all your gear. So you've got to really think about, before you go into the lab, what gear do I need? Fully gown up. You get down into your underwear and have all these gowns on, and put like multiple layers around your beard and your head. And
man.
Yeah, it's a bit of an effort. But it's fun. And
that's really cool.
In fact, the CEO, they says, do you want an office here? Because they're always seeing me. They've become a really great client, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Those are really cool. We've worked with a lot of small businesses, and we want to sort of break into those industries, like those bigger companies, the people with the warehouses and the factories and the, like biotech, huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, especially around this area.
Yeah.
Or Massachusetts, for
exactly. Sure. Very cool. Very cool. All right, let's talk marketing.
Yeah.
What sort of things did you mentioned you had some questions from me just based off the podcast and stuff?
Right. So this is kind of, so I told you before, I've been in business now for 7 years full time. Okay. It started off really of a B2C sort of, I'm serving kind of families, and I do high school seniors, but over time I've become more trusted brand, I guess, for more businesses. So that's really the direction I want to go in now. And I have never done like a LinkedIn ad, for example. I've only just really built a pretty rudimentary page, I guess, on LinkedIn. I know that's what you're supposed to do, but that's really an area that I really want to focus on, I think, because, like I say, the majority of the business that I do right now is business headshots, and then sort of video for business as well. The headshots for me is a great way to get into businesses as well. So if I take a step back, so it starts really with maybe an individual coming in, let's say they just landed a job. They need a new headshot. They come in, I do very low cost headshots, but deliberately, because to get the volume in. And then I do email marketing. I just keep in touch with them. Not too much, but just, they always know I'm there. But they have a great experience in my studio. They then refer a new employer or a friend, or they might say to somebody, oh, we should get this guy, and he did a great job with the headshot. People comment on people's headshots. Where did you get a headshot from? Oh, Stuart. So let's bring him in. And do the whole staff. So that really works well. And then once you're in there, then you kind of say, well, I also do video, and I can help with this, and I can do that. So that's the direction I really want to go in with more sort of commercial business.
Yep.
For sure.
Sounds good.
And so therefore, I realize that LinkedIn is probably the space and place to be to promote that. But I've never done a LinkedIn ad, so I'd love some help around that.
Cool.
I'd love to kind of get a sense of really what would be a realistic budget.
Yep.
So that would be really a good, insightful for me.
Okay.
I was spending a lot of money with on Facebook ads. I was trying to learn the platform.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
With mixed success.
Yeah.
I did Google ads
Mm-hmm.
and Yelp as well.
Mm-hmm.
But never LinkedIn.
Okay.
Now I don't spend very much money at all with marketing.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much more organic. So if I think about my business now, it's I'm big into BNI. In fact, I met you at a BNI,
Yep.
right? So I do BNI. I used to be fairly active in our local Chamber of Commerce, but it wasn't really a huge commerce, and same faces show up, and it's not really, I didn't feel as though it worked for me. So no, I get a lot of organic traffic through the website.
Okay. Are you posting on LinkedIn?
I am doing a little bit of posting.
Okay.
Just sporadically.
Okay.
Not too
The
much.
LinkedIn ad side will probably be a separate conversation because that's just down a rabbit hole. We don't run a lot of LinkedIn ads for clients. We usually do Meta ads and Google ads.
Okay.
But not opposed to LinkedIn.
Okay.
It just needs to fit into your strategy. So I would say, like, if you're posting a lot, like, you want to have a strong organic presence first before you start running ads anyway.
Okay.
You know,
Interesting.
so being more and more consistent, like getting as much traffic as you can to come through organically, just helps like validate the ads once they come out, because people just go on your page when they see an ad. They check you out, and then
Right.
you got to be strong.
I
Otherwise,
see.
it just looks like you're a guy running ads, as opposed to somebody who's like really impressive, really active, somebody who they do want to connect with.
That makes sense.
So that's the same advice for all platforms. That's how we look at it, is like the organic needs to be strong, or the ads won't even really work. They will if you click, if it converts straight to the website. But in most cases, a user is going to see an ad, click on the page first, and then decide if they're going to click on the website,
I see.
because you check the brand out before you click on the site.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So,
I'm pretty strong organically with Facebook and like I said, Google. I have a pretty good site performance, I guess, with Google as well.
mm-hmm.
If you were to search photographer in Boston or headshot photographer in Boston, I think I rank pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
I've got over 200 reviews in Google as well, so I look pretty strong.
Let's check you out.
Yeah, have a look. So yeah, with Facebook, I have somebody that helps me now, Lisa. I took her on to help me with my social media last year, and she does a great job. She does posting on Facebook and Instagram for me, which is great.
Awesome. Yeah, you have 200 reviews on Google. Perfect 5 stars.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yep.
You haven't even gotten one spam review.
No,
That's huge. That's
good.
That's the killer of everybody. Like, so many people have 5 stars. We have 5 stars.
Yeah.
We have one like random 4-star from like a complete bot.
Yeah.
And so many people just don't have that perfect 5, so that's
Yeah.
impressive.
No, I'm pretty. I've got a good system with regards to asking for reviews, which ultimately that's what you got to do, right?
Yep.
You got to ask for reviews. I was using a service called Signpost. You've probably heard of those before, have you? Signpost.
No.
All right. So that was a. I was spending money with those guys as well. So you have so their AI engine, I guess, would sporadically send out text messages and emails just asking, how's your experience? They did it all for you, essentially. Cool. And I was paying for that, and I realized, well, do I need this? Do I need to be paying for this service? Or I could just ask for reviews myself, and sure enough, I do. So once I deliver my photos or a video, it's always follow up. If you had a good experience, I'd love to have your review. Here's a link to Google, and yeah, it's always growing.
Yep. Awesome.
And I've also learned as well, you've got to reply to those as well, right?
Yep.
You've always got to respond. So
Always helps.
I think I'm almost up to date with my review responses as well.
Yep. No, it looks great. And you got 5,000 on Instagram. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's right. I've seen your Instagram before.
Yeah, although I have a bit of a love-hate with Instagram. So I love to consume it. I love consuming Reels.
Yeah.
But if I post, you know the deal, right? You post a photo on there and it gets like 10 views or something.
Yeah.
It's awful. And ever since I switched my Instagram to a business Instagram page, it just fell flat.
Yeah, it'll do that in the beginning.
So frustrating. Yeah. So
yeah.
So I love consuming Instagram content, but I don't like sort of being on the other side and pushing content out. So that's what Lisa does for me. I do put out. I've put out a couple of reels on there as well.
Yep. Oh yeah, you're still posting consistently though.
Yeah.
Once, twice a week.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And with Facebook, I have the way I work with Facebook is, I guess, with my individual, my actual personal page. I kind of do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I'm working here today, whatever. Not really, just letting people know what I'm doing. And then on the business side, it's like putting out the photos and just sort of maybe running little campaigns, perhaps events that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's great. You're doing all the right things.
Well, thanks.
I'm trying to see what advice I have for you. I mean, aside from going deeper and looking at every little thing you're doing and figuring out how you can make improvements, like the fundamentals are like being covered. Like you're consistent on every platform. You're generating reviews. Your word of mouth's phenomenal.
So one thing, but I do want to pick up the game really with regards to more intentional ads. I do want to get back onto that. It's just about finding. So here's my challenge, Russ, is that my business. When people say, "Well, what's your typical client?" It's a lot of different things, right? So I do pretty well with families and high school seniors, and that's in the fall. I do events, but I want to kind of move away from that, really. I don't want to do the Saturday nights now, like bar mitzvahs and stuff. Yeah. They're fun sometimes, and I don't do too many a year, but I do enough, more than enough, should we say. Yeah. But I really want to focus on that business, commercial side. Yeah. That's really the way I want to go now. Okay. So,
I mean, it sounds like you're just trying to decide which campaign to run.
That's right. So here's the deal. I'm good at headshots. I'm good at high volume headshots as well. So I was just hired by a company recently. They're in Brighton and they had like 200 people, which was great. I was set up in a room. Each person saw me for about 3 minutes, and I just had fun with it. I'm good at just making instant connections with people, make them feel relaxed, make them feel good, get a great shot. Next one. I've got a really good system with regards to high volume.
Mm-hmm. So where do you think you need to like increase? Because typically that's what we would say first is like wherever you feel like you need to sell more of, or where you're falling short volume wise is where you should advertise, or find the thing that's already selling a ton and sell more of it.
Right. So I guess to replace that sort of business to consumer market, I need to do more that high volume or more business, probably more video as well. So that's what to fill that gap. Yeah. To have that courage to step away and say no to that anymore, because it does bring in a pretty good amount of revenue in the fall, and I need to replace that. So it's just having that courage and just to sort of say, right, that's the direction I'm going to go, and stick with it, because I guess I'm a bit of a jack of all trades when it comes to photography. There's not many things I don't do. I don't do newborn though. I don't do newborn photography. But so there are some things I don't say yes to. Yeah,
my initial reaction is the transition, no matter how quickly you try to make it, is still going to be like a year-long transitional phase. Like even if you made a hard transition on social media to only doing corporate stuff, like all those other things would still come in organically, right? So it might be a dramatic hard stop brand wise, but business wise, I think you'd still have your choice of a lot of those other jobs that are coming in naturally, but at least you'd have confidence to go run an ad campaign towards the more corporate side because your brand is locked in on that side, right? Because you're not going to lose all those referrals and everybody who just knows you, right? Just because you switched the narrative on social for a while, and
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and I do have a pretty good success rate with my email campaigns as well. Okay. So, if I run a special, for example, in the fall on Columbus Day weekend, I run a mini session special. And I send that campaign out, and I try and target about 25 sessions over 2 days. Last year, I just filled them up within a day.
That's unreal.
It was just boom. Yeah. And it was all paid up front.
How many people are on your email list?
About 4,000.
Awesome.
Yeah. So another key thing to drive that database up every year is I have some schools as regular clients. So I do all the school portraits for our high school, our middle school, and we take on a new school every year.
Awesome.
So that's why I brought Lisa in as well. She manages all the back end of that. But that's just so good for bringing in new data. Yeah. Email addresses.
Oh, yeah.
addresses, names.
Yep.
So I send out postcards. So and I send out email campaigns. So I know that when all the 11th grade, this year's 11th grade, when they're becoming seniors, so those will get a postcard in the mail, a direct campaign to them with their name on it.
Awesome.
You've become a senior, book your sessions.
Yep.
QR code.
Yep.
So
and you got them for life.
Right. Yeah. So
that's great.
So
really.
it's just like
that's a great model. Yeah.
Understanding your data.
Yep.
That works well. And everybody that comes through the door for a relatively low cost headshot, and I keep my headshots deliberately low price for this reason. It's just to build it up, because I know that they're going to get a good experience. They're going to refer a friend, and that person that comes in a headshot, they like to have a family.
Yeah.
So they book you for a family session.
Yeah, that's such a good point. I think that's an underrated marketing strategy for all businesses. Is like sometimes you can do like high volume, low cost things just for the content.
Yes.
Like just for the marketing, just for the email list, just for the whatever.
Correct.
It's super valuable long run. You might take a hit, you might not make a ton of money off of like a campaign like that, but you like the long term effect of having 1,000 more emails on your list, or
Totally.
It's huge.
Yeah, because a great example, for example, was I had somebody who I knew. I've done some family sessions with her. She came in, had a headshot. She just got a new position at a great company as the head of marketing. Mm-hmm. So she came in, she had a good experience, she liked a headshot, people commented on it, and then she said, right, I want you to come in and do everybody in our entire company, which was a great gig. And so, and then, unfortunately I didn't get this opportunity, but she said, look, we've got a 40th anniversary for our company. We'd like you to put a proposal in to do a 15-minute documentary on this. It's going to mean going up to New Hampshire. Sweet. Yeah, it was going to be a sweet hit, but unfortunately I didn't get it. The founder of the company wanted to use a guy that he knew and has worked before. But the fact is, I was asked to put a proposal in, and I was that close to getting it.
That's
and
awesome.
That just came off the back of a low-cost headshot.
Yep, that's great.
So I see the benefit of just. And in fact, if I would give any advice to anybody for marketing, it's to have a model like that. Bring somebody that's going to be an easy model to bring people in at low cost, and then you've got them. Make sure they're great. They have a great experience with you.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely.
Just
more contacts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bums on the seat.
Yep. Absolutely. And that's how you learn, like how to interact better with people. Like you get more reps in.
Totally right. And then for that low cost headshot, then I figured out a way to upsell. So you can come in, you get, like, for example, 2 downloads. So you can choose from an online gallery. They're going to have 15 minutes from you in the studio. They choose the 2 pictures that they like. And that's part of the package. But then they can upgrade to have it retouched.
Perfect.
Right.
Yep.
So, and then I would say probably 75-80% of the people that walk through the door, they're spending more money again. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So it's just an upsell.
Yeah. It's just putting thought into those like customer experience funnels that every customer you touch has a journey, and what are they experiencing all the way through. That's huge. It seems like you're doing a better job than we are even. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, it's worked well. I started off the low cost headshots just as an initial, I again listened to your podcast. It's about testing the market, right?
Yep.
Testing, see what works. And I realized that actually that was bringing in the volume. Like, oh, now they've become a client of mine. Great, now I can still play with it and just, as you say, upsell.
Yep, that's awesome.
Tag sell, because this is again why I've always been a little bit worried about moving away from everything that I do. Is like, because it's just it's almost like golden handcuffs, right? Because I don't want to move away from the family's session entirely, because it can be pretty profitable. Mm-hmm. Do a family session, then they're going to buy prints, and there's all sorts of things that can come off the back of it. Yeah. But I like the way you're advising is to sort of just focus marketing campaigns just around that market, and I'm still going to pick up organically from.
I believe so. I mean, you would know more about that than I would, but my gut tells me, just based on how you've built your business, it seems like it's really organic. It seems like people know you by name. Yeah. So just don't cancel those services on, don't put an Instagram up and say we're only doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you just change the narrative and just start posting about only corporate stuff for a few weeks, then when you run an ad for corporate stuff, they click the link and they see that that's like your thing.
Right.
You know, get like a month's worth of organic posts out, and then run an ad campaign, and then you've kind of like rebranded yourself very casually.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So, you know, Google as well. I was running Google ads for quite some time, and you're going to know this more than I do, but I was running those smart campaigns, which I realized I looked into one once, and I realized it was sending, because I went in as a, you know, I logged out of Google, went in on a, what's it called when you go into Google, you search it when I'm not logged in.
Oh, like as a guest.
Yeah, like a guest login. Anyway, I just sort of test it. I thought, well, let's see where I'm coming up.
Yeah.
And I realized when I clicked on the ad, it was taking me to a page that was completely not related to the ad itself. Yeah. So the smart campaign was not being very smart at all.
Oh, that's
so
not
I
good.
completely fell out of love with the idea of Google. I just stopped all my spend with them instantly. I was like, that's pointless. So the smart, you're familiar with the smart.
Yeah.
Do they still call them smart campaigns? Smart ads?
Yeah, that had to have been a technical error though.
Do you think?
Because they wouldn't have done you wouldn't be able to set up a smart campaign without like confirming the website that it's going to. So somebody must have like either put the wrong link in, or like it started out with the wrong link and nobody caught it or changed it. But I don't believe it would have just like, because it's not just click a button and it goes. It's like click a button, confirm a few things, and then it goes.
That's what I thought, and that's what I thought. Again, when you say someone, it was me, right?
Okay.
So I'd set it up, and you know, I looked in all the back end. It said that this is the page I want to go to, but it just was taking me to a page that was not relevant at all. So I instantly stopped.
I mean, sometimes like this. I was talking to somebody about this like a few months ago, because sometimes like the pages are just broken and like it's glitchy one day, and like for us, we know like 99.9% of the time things are up and running fine, but every once in a while stuff just goes down, or like a campaign does go out the wrong way for no reason, and it's just like it glitched. Like we didn't do that, it did that on its own. And if that's your one day using the platform, well, it's just like a weird thing, and you just get frustrated and write it off. Like it's funny because that does happen, where it's like I went in and I ran my first Facebook ad, and like it, you know, it did this or it did that, and and I just gave up. And it's like, no, like for sure that doesn't happen all the time,
right?
You know?
Yeah. No, I definitely got into like the whole Google, you know, ecosystem, like trying to understand analytics and like workflows, and like, I tried to do all that, but it was just such a tough learn for me. Didn't come naturally to me.
Well, you can get very bogged down with the insights. Yeah. Like our job is to kind of help you like look at only the important things, which really comes down to how many people are coming to your website. Yeah. How many people on your website does it take to get a call or somebody to fill out the contact form? Right. That's really all that matters. Yeah. And if you get a ton of people coming to your website, but no one's filling out the contact form or reaching out, then you know you have a bad website. Okay. And if you're not getting anybody to come to your website, you know you have bad marketing. Right. Right? Yeah. So high traffic is really all you're looking for.
Yeah. So I actually looked on just before I came down, actually, there's a cool little app. I don't know if you've seen it. It's called SEO Checker, right?
Yep.
So you put in your URL, your domain.
How you doing? 91?
91%. That's
nice.
The best it's ever been.
Great.
I've been spending time on the website this week just making.
What is it? What factors does it show you?
Anyway, have a look. So it talks about meta
information, page quality,
links, backlinks,
page structure, links, server, and external. Yep. Cool.
That's the highest it's been at, actually. And I've spent time this week.
Are you posting actively on the website, like new blogs, new updates?
Not regularly. I mean, sporadically.
Okay.
Definitely sporadically, yeah.
That's a good, you know, if you're doing social media posting regularly, you should also do like a blog every other week or every week. Yes. You know, even if it's just like AI mostly written on different topics.
Doesn't Google pick that up if it's AI written?
Well, yeah, AI plus a little human. Yeah. You know, but for templates and like just efficiency's sake, because it is a great strategy. Blogging once a week on your website is huge for SEO. Yeah. So it can help a lot, ChatGPT.
Definitely. And I guess I've got to be more strict with my time to say, right, let's say Tuesday mornings will be my blog writing time. Yep. You know, that I've got to be more strict with that. I really, because it is, once I've written a blog, and I've done a few now, I feel accomplished, and it's great to post out onto social media like LinkedIn, for example, and so it is definitely. I know the benefit and the power of blogging for sure.
Yeah. Well, it seems like so much of your traffic is coming online. Like you've already built a really strong presence on all your platforms, so it should need not that much justification to like keep doing every next step for you. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to get somebody to like do their first blogs ever when they have like no social media. They're not generating any traffic online. They're kind of stagnant. So like blogging can be like expensive and not worth it in the beginning because it takes so much time to like get it up and running. But you already like are generating a ton of traffic. The SEO is already so strong that you would benefit like pretty quickly from
like
getting
blogging.
More consistent. Yeah, I think you'd actually see like quick increased traffic if you started doing like once a week, just on a different topic. Throw a couple of your photos in there. Yeah. Talk about different experiences, stories, tips and tricks.
Yeah.
Because people will just find that, like just 10 ways to do blank. 5 things I've learned in my 7 years as a photographer. 3 things, blah.
Yeah.
That's all it takes, and then people will just click on that shit all day.
Yeah, I love that. Actually, one of my blogs, how to have a successful staff picture day.
Love it.
For example. And it just talked about, and I put some example pictures in there. And I'm getting more on doing the behind the scenes stuff as well. So I use Lisa sometimes to come with me and say, look, just take some shots of me, take a little bit of video. My next project.
Now, is that so? Lisa's the social media manager.
Yes, she looks after schools, all the schools in season, and she also takes care of our social media. Yeah,
so the social media is like almost a full-time role for her.
Yeah, she does 10 hours a month.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Cool. But so that's kind of like throughout the year.
Yep,
but then
sweet.
That increases when we've got our school season in, because that's a huge undertaking. Tons of emails from parents and stuff. So.
Cool.
But she's also now stepping up to be the photographer as well. So when I do the schools, for example, I have a number of photographers. She's now one of those. She's a really talented photographer. So shout out to Lisa, by the way.
Sweet. Shout out Lisa.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think you are in a great place to start running ads.
Yes.
With confidence. I don't think you need to shy away from Google, Meta, or LinkedIn ads. LinkedIn I have to look more into for you. But Meta and Google we run all the time for clients.
Yeah.
Depending on your budget. I mean, I would just start conservatively. And like the main thing, like if you're doing a Google campaign, like you really would get good results because your SEO is already so strong.
I think it's time for me to definitely do that. Yeah. I mean, I probably, again, I listen to a lot of your podcasts, right? I know that you always say, well, what's your budget? And I would say that safely, my kind of throwaway budget would be probably about $250 a month now.
Perfect. I would set that and forget it for like 6 months and watch how forgetting it allows the ads to perform better and better over time.
Yeah.
It's all AI. Like Google learns how to deliver your ad better and more effectively. So like you fill it out, do like a custom campaign. I can walk you through it. We'll do like a Zoom call someday. But set that one campaign up and just leave it. Leave it for like 1 month and then 2 months and then 3 months, and you'll see, I'm not lying. It's actually will just keep getting better and better and better for like 6 to even 12 months without touching it. Sometimes you need to make some obvious tweaks if like the messaging's wrong or like this or that. But if you're setting all the messaging up yourself, you can't really go too wrong there.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, even though things are pretty good right now and organically, the reason why I want to step things up, advertise, is because ultimately, I want to grow, right? But the business of photography and video is, you're selling sort of, it's time for money, right?
Yeah.
But I want to be able to, well, I mean, what you guys have done here, for example, is awesome. Full respect to you guys.
Appreciate
the fact that you've got, you're building your team, and that's kind of the way I want to go. So Lisa's the start for me, right? But I just want to get to that point. I mean, I love this whole idea, this notion of like when you walk into a hair salon, for example, you've got like the artistic director, and you're going to spend like $100 for a haircut, or with that person, and then you might get the junior that you're going to spend $30 with. I love that whole idea of like, sort of choosing your provider.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So that the end goal, I guess the end goal is, let's say, a 5-year plan would be to have that kind of model. I talked a moment ago that I want to try and move away from like doing events, for example. but I want to try and figure out a way to, because the website itself does pretty well organically, is to bring people in, but then and sell event photography, but me not go and do it. There's a bunch of younger folks that happily go out and do a great job, bill them out for a certain amount, and then just be like a general contractor. Essentially. That's the model I want to get to.
That's a good model. That's where we've sort of organically like grown into with the video production side of things. Like our goal is just to kind of become a company that solo shooters can plug into. On like a small or large retainer basis, just building it out so that we have trusted people that we can bring in and cover some of our shoots, so that we don't have to shoot quite as much. Like I hold cameras a lot less now this year than I did the last 3 or 4 years for sure. It was like full-time shooting when we first started, ramping things up. So I mean that's definitely the way to grow. But the way to get yourself to the point where you're busy enough to push all that stuff out there is, you're super close.
Yeah, it feels like I'm close. It's just like, it's knowing, I guess having faith in that model.
So let's talk about like how well you're tracking traffic. Like, do you know how many people visit the website every month?
I don't look at it.
Okay.
I mean, okay, so I have a Squarespace website. So I'll look at the analytics piece because it's connected to the Google, right? I see bounce rates and I see but
you don't know what to make of it.
Not really.
All that matters is how many people
are
landing to your website, and then how many people are actually converting for marketing purposes. There's tons of other there's tons of other reasons to look at tons of other numbers, but all we care about when we're trying to like plan out our marketing and see if it's working or not is where are they coming from, how many people get to the website, and then what are they doing once they're on the site? Like, are they buying?
Right.
So say you get 1,000 people to the site, we just need to know that number. How many people are coming to the site? How many people have filled out like a contact form or actually reached out?
Yeah.
And then you take that total number of monthly visits and you track them back. Like your Facebook ads will show that it got 150 clicks this month. Your email campaigns will have gotten like 400 clicks. Your Google ads got 200. And then you're like, oh yeah, that does make the 880 total.
Yeah.
And that's how we verify. And sometimes some of them are missing and you try to figure out, some of them are just coming in organically. But that's what you try to figure out.
Yeah. One thing I did see, I just literally looked at it this week again in the analytics, and I looked at it. I thought, I don't really understand that. But yeah, I did see that on there it says Google search term, right?
Yep.
And the two top were actually my name.
That's good. I look at that as we call that like a direct search.
Okay.
There's organic search, which means they are looking for like photographer in my area.
Or headshots or whatever.
And they found you. So an organic search means like good SEO.
Yep.
A direct search we look at as good brand awareness, which means like social media is doing its job, just your personal brand's doing its job, just like all of your marketing is working when we see direct search, because that means they're searching for you by name.
Okay.
They're searching Beeby Studios because they already knew you somehow.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Okay.
Yep.
But then what you're saying is that if we add ads on top of that,
then you're getting people outside of your current circle.
Yeah.
That's where it gets more fun and you can target more specifically, because right now you're at the mercy, without running ads, of just your organic following.
Yeah.
Ads just let you target anyone. So you can be really specific about geography, income level, interests. You can search for like people interested in business and personal branding and photography.
Yeah.
So you're like reaching business people in this area who are, with some disposable income, who are interested in searching for photos right now.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's how, and if you just sort of like, on Facebook, you have a little more control over your message.
Right.
Because Facebook, you can make a video about like corporate headshots, corporate videos, whatever lane you want to go down. On Google, you kind of want to leave it as like general brand awareness for like one service, kind of like pick it.
Right.
So you're not updating it too much.
Yep. Okay. So just run like, for example, headshots on Google.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Or whatever service you want to promote,
It would be that probably.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So headshots on Google, and then
Well, probably more rather than just individuals. The bigger ticket days, obviously, when I get invited in by a company, and I have to do like 50 headshots. So that's a great customer. That's a great client.
yeah, perfect.
So that's the market I want to go after.
So like corporate headshots. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. I think that ad would be perfect.
Where I bring in the studio into their space.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yep. Yeah, I would like set that $250 a month, and then mess around with Facebook ads, like $100 here, $100 there, because you have pictures. So all you have to do is like pick a couple really good pictures and boost those as posts. Make like a carousel ad.
Yep.
With just links to book.
Okay.
And just see what it brings you. Like, do 100, then do 250, and then compare it to Google, so you can see.
I would love your input and advice on that.
Cool.
Whatever you guys charge to help me out with that.
Sounds good.
I'd love to do a set and forget ad.
Yeah.
And then understand the results.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm definitely interested in working with you.
Yeah, we can definitely set up a call.
For sure.
Yeah.
I feel like that is going to take it to the next level.
Yeah. Working with a good web developer also helps, because they help you understand things. They can make changes to your website based on those results. So like I mentioned, if you're getting a lot of traffic to your site, but it's not converting as much as you'd like it to, that's where like new website comes in. And then once you have a new website and a web developer who understands the analytics, like that is happening live on the site, like really what people are doing on the website, then they can make tweaks like within that to continue optimizing like the user journey on the website. So like a word here or a word there can make the difference.
Yep.
A button here or a button there can make the difference
as well.
Exactly.
The call to action, I guess, right, would be.
Yeah. And that's where it gets really high level, where like you end up working with like our team who works with a proper web developer, and we put our minds together and we create this like perfect funnel of like the right Facebook ad that leads to the right page on the website that's specifically designed to get you to read a little bit more and then click on that button.
Right.
That's like the perfect sort of marketing funnel that we're all trying to achieve.
Yeah. Yeah.
And getting to the point where like when I get 1,000 people to the site, I get like 100 clicks, and out of 100 clicks, we get 10 jobs or whatever.
Yep.
Because then you can do real math, and you can say, well, what's the profit of an average job?
Right.
And how much are we spending on the ads? And is it working? You can't like make decisions without completing that entire circle, like analytics wise. So that's probably the next step for you, is like really like figuring out the tracking side of things on the site.
Yep.
Understanding the numbers, understanding like, how many, just what's our conversion rate? How many people per month come to the site, and how many people convert?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love the marketing. What gives me a huge buzz. Being a photographer is actually also being a business owner as well. I love that whole feeling of when like a campaign feels like it's starting to work. For example, when I said to you that I emailed out my database for my special family sessions that I do on a Columbus Day, and I filled out 25 slots within a weekend, and then the next day it's all in the bank account.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's like, ooh, that email generated that much.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Yep.
And the amount of people that walk through the studio door as well that have already paid for their session, they might have even tipped me as well.
Awesome.
And I'm like, well, it gives you a good buzz. It's like you really feel like they've read and they've trusted the brand. They've read, they understand what they're getting.
Yep.
And that's something I really learned very early on as well, is just be super clear with what somebody is getting.
Yep. Yep.
As clear as you can.
Yeah.
There should be no like gray area at all.
Yeah. Yeah, we do our best with that too. Videos are tough sometimes.
Right.
But that's what you learn over time, like put everything in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. So because I used to like send out contracts for even like the low cost headshots, and some people would sign them. I'm like, I don't need to worry about it. I just think, look, at the end of the day, what can go wrong with somebody's headshot, right? Just come back and do it again, or give them the money back. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I kind of avoid all that.
Yeah.
I still do contracts for like larger jobs, large.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yep.
bigger jobs, definitely.
Yeah.
But for the short sessions,
Yeah.
just get them in and do a great job, give them a great experience. And
Yeah. Yep. No, that's great.
Service.
I like it. I mean, the next level, like, you're already enjoying seeing like an email campaign work.
Yeah.
Right. There's nothing better than being able to do that with Facebook ads and then know that you can put in however much you want. Like, once you actually prove that like $250 in Facebook or Google ads brings back 500 because you're actually tracking those numbers like we talked about, double it.
Right. Yeah.
And then see if it brings back 1,000.
Yeah.
Right. And this is how you scale. And then you can start making like projections on like, oh, by this time we'll be able to hire this person for that, or we'll be able to, increase our ad spend.
It's like dialing it up and down and stuff. Yeah.
That's when you start to have total control.
Yeah.
It can take businesses years to get to that point.
Yeah.
All of our clients that we work with at Namra are somewhere like between 0 and like getting there to that perfect like full suite, because you need a really strong social media presence and you need a really strong website. And a lot of them are like barely dipping their toe into social media.
Right.
It is expensive to produce really high quality videos on a regular basis. You're lucky because you're naturally producing really high quality photos to post.
Yeah.
But a lot of businesses are starting from complete scratch from content, and it's expensive to make their first few videos when they're not reaching anybody.
Right.
And so it's building up social media alongside slowly developing their website so that someday they can have Lamborghini in all areas and it all actually runs properly. And then it is just dial up, dial down. And that's where it's really fun, because then you can start segmenting different audiences. Once you know the ads are working, then you can say, well, I'm going to put $500 in a month into family headshots, $500 a month into corporate headshots, $500 into a month into whatever other service, and dial all those up and down whenever you want, and you just become like the master of your own traffic.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's where that's how like these modern day businesses like scale like crazy at a certain point. It takes like 10 years sometimes to like get the systems in place, because it's also business systems too, right? Like you have to make sure that your fulfillment like operations are in place so you can actually handle that much traffic and still deliver that 5-star experience, because you can't just tank your company because you got too much volume. Right. So like you have to go slow and do it the right way. But once you actually get it, it seems like you're right there on all kind of angles, like starting to get the systems in place, like getting shooters in place.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
automation was a big thing for me as well. Like just having that ability when you land on the website to, for example, like the idea of looking of a package, and just have that all automated so people can put it in their schedule. I get notified. So I would say 95% of the people that I take pictures of, I've never spoken to them before. We just meet at the agreed place. Yeah. Which is great. Yeah. Because it's just all automated. I've always had this thing. I want to make it as easy as possible for people to do business with me.
That's great.
And really, that was a real kind of key, I guess, message that I want to give out to. Make it nice and simple,
as it should be.
Because I remember when I started, you feel like you're learning, right? And you think you're trying to protect yourself almost, like But then I realized, well, let's just make this easy. Make it easy. Like we all do, right? You want to, if you buy into a service or use a service or buy a product, you want that experience to be great and easy. It's like when we use Amazon, for example. If it's wrong product or if it's broken, they take it back, no questions asked. Right.
Yep.
We're going to
little
use
things like that.
We're going to use it again, right? Make the whole experience easy. So that's really key. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, try not to make things complicated at all.
Yeah, that's great. How about customer testimonial videos?
So that is actually, funny you say that, that's actually what I'm going to be doing right now.
Great.
I've already reached out to a couple of clients, regular clients, and said, can I bring camera to you? Would you mind just saying a few words about why, how you use me? Tell us about your business first of all, why you use me, what problem I'm solving through the photos and video that I'm doing for you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep, perfect.
And so...
Because those are great ads.
Yeah, that's my project for this summer.
Perfect.
Before I get too crazy in the fall, I want to have that all shot and in the bag.
Awesome.
and really start pushing that out. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. Testimonial videos.
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
I did do one years ago. It wasn't that great, but it, so what I would do is people would come to the studio, have a headshot, and I'd have the camera set up and say, would you mind, if you enjoy that, would you mind just saying a few words about how that was for you? They'd always say, yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
But but this next time I'm going to shoot it a lot better.
Yeah. Sweet.
A lot more professionally.
Yep. That's good.
Yeah. So that's definitely the next project for me.
Awesome. And I'm trying to think what else I have for advice for you, but that's really, I feel like that's the next step for you. Everything else organically is really strong. Stay consistent on LinkedIn. We'll talk about LinkedIn ads. But I think Google ads are probably the first thing you should try to ramp up, because that's the easiest thing to like maintain and also see like a little bit of a consistent spike in traffic. Like you'll go from here to here and you can just monitor like what's happening. Like with that increased traffic, did we get another job or not?
Yeah. So one thing I did actually when I was running Google ads before was I would duplicate my page on my website and to have duplicate pages, just to try to determine how that ad was performing.
Perfect. Yep.
Right. Yeah. How many visitors I got. So in other words, because I was always, I guess, not that I didn't trust Google, but it was understanding the analytics.
Yeah.
Right. If I just have it, so it's not made available for search results.
Yep.
Right.
That's perfect.
And then just literally have that just as that landing page.
Private landing page. Yep. That's perfect.
Yeah. You'd recommend that?
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. And the same for Facebook?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. No harm in it. The only way, so the Facebook pixel sucks right now because it's always broken, but the Facebook pixel eliminated the need for that.
Okay.
Where the whole point of it was you put code in the ad and you put that same code on the website on the page.
Yep.
So that was like the verification trigger that this guy who clicked did actually get to this page.
From
you couldn't see the
Facebook.
identity, there's privacy.
Yep.
But it would verify through a pixel flicker that yes, that person got to the website and that's like a verified conversion to the site.
Got it.
But now the Facebook pixel is kind of complicated to set up unless you have a good web developer, and it's broken half the time for me, at least lately. It's been a nightmare. Separate landing page is the best alternative.
So with my Squarespace site, there's a little space where you can actually put the pixel in, right? They're just the code, or you're talking about putting the actual the web code in on the back of the page.
When you run an ad, Facebook gives you the pixel code, and then
for that specific ad.
Yeah. Well, for your ad account.
Okay.
Yep.
So there's multiple pixels.
You can make multiple pixels.
Okay.
Yep. There used to only be one, I think, when they first came out. But now you can make multiple pixels, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So no, I think probably what would be good for me then is for you to maybe have a look at some of my back end stuff. And then retrain me, I guess, on the Facebook or the Meta platform.
Yeah.
I just haven't touched it for you, and I've still got it. Or I can maybe show you some results I had from years ago. I haven't spent. The only thing I've spent on Facebook is probably just boosting a few posts.
Yep.
Being lazy, frankly.
Yeah.
Just boost,
yeah.
whatever.
Every once in a while,
spending
$50
on it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's never anything wrong with it.
Sometimes I feel like have I just thrown $50 away, but I don't know.
Yeah, but it's a little increased brand awareness. It shows you reach a couple extra 1,000 people in this area. It's obviously it's like putting a flyer up compared to buying a billboard on a regular basis. Right. You know what I mean? It's it's a throwaway thing, but if you want, a few people saw it, real you're not going to see results unless you're getting frequency of impressions, which means multiple or one person is seeing it multiple times.
Yep.
So 5 impressions on an ad could be 5 people seeing it once or one person seeing it 5 times. You want one person to see it 5 times.
Yep, because it's the brand that builds up on brand awareness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. People won't even remember
the trust, right?
Exactly.
So one ad that comes up for me regularly in Facebook, which annoys the hell out of me, is this Insta headshots. Have you seen it?
No.
It's AI generated headshots.
Oh, okay.
And
that's going to be a big problem.
Yeah. Right. But what it does, so you could send in your picture that you've done. It could just be a random picture, and then you send it. I mean, I almost want to try it. But what happens is that then the AI or the team kind of works on it and just like gives you a completely polished headshot.
I have seen that.
Yeah, and is it a threat to me? Well, sure. If I do a lot of headshots, yeah, it is. It's a worry for me. But all the stuff I know about actually how to get a proper headshot, not going to get that from an AI,
Right?
Because it's about authenticity,
Right.
Yep. It's about posing. I'm big on posing for headshots, huge.
Yeah.
And just trying to get that real genuine look and feel from.
Yeah. And these are all just like as canned and perfect as they can make you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I couldn't agree more. Authenticity is everything.
Totally.
The more AI becomes a thing, the more authenticity is going to be valued.
Right.
Because we're all humans. We're all trying to like instinctually sniff out bullshit. Really.
Yeah.
So like the whole point of a headshot was to make sure you looked like professional and like just a real person.
Yep.
If you look like it's AI generated and like super too polished, you look like fake and people won't trust you. I think that's, maybe that's a bold statement, but I think that's the way like our human brains are wired. Like we're always trying to look for like the real thing.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, they do look pretty good from what I've seen of it.
They do, yeah.
The Insta headshots.
Yep.
But yeah,
and if they're just touch-ups of like good pictures already, fine. Like if AI touches it up, maybe that's okay. But
yeah, that is but where I don't trust it, where I don't trust this ad, is that they hide all the comments. So you get the reactions to a Facebook post. It's like angry face, or just I've never seen any love hearts on it at all. It's just a couple of thumbs up, angry face, but they never, because I've tried to look at the comments and feedback, and it doesn't. So whoever the company is, they don't let you. It doesn't show the comments.
Yeah, that's sketchy. That's sketchy.
Right.
Yep.
Which makes me think it's sketchy.
Yeah.
Because if it's a real genuinely good
comments,
service, right?
It's because there's all bad comments.
Well, the thing is, it shows you all. It's like it's got so many obviously 1,000 comments, but you can't
see them.
You can't see it.
Yeah.
Have a look next time and see if you can.
Yeah, we'll do. That's a good tip to anybody. Just general like social media common sense is like if you see like the comments sections blocked on a post, it's because it's all just bad comments.
So testimonial video. Let me ask you this. Right. So the plan is to do a testimonial video. Should I feature on it as well, like almost be interviewed by somebody, sort of say why I do what I do? Do you think I should put myself in the testimonial video?
I would make two versions because if you're going to run it as I was thinking this, like if you're going to run it as an ad campaign too, then it should kind of be like a mix between like a promo where like the testimonial is meshed in,
Yeah. I do, yeah.
So two different versions is probably what I think.
So I've just started.
Then you could put the full testimonial interview on YouTube.
Right.
And like cut clips from that, but have one version that's like promo style.
Okay. Yeah, because I've started sort of capturing some B-roll of me just in, like, for example, I think I said to you before we started this, I did a shoot in a lab yesterday, and I put my camera up, just like you got here, on the tripod, and it just captured me just taking the pictures and directing the people in the lab.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have that client talk about why they use me, what problems I solve with photo and video.
Yeah, perfect.
So that's kind of what I'm going to do now, is going to take my second camera and just put it on tripod and just shoot some B-roll. But I didn't know whether or not I should actually then have me speaking as well, just to bring a face to the brand. But I hate being in front of the camera. I hate it.
Me too.
I can't stand it. I do about a million takes.
Yeah, everyone does.
Million takes. I'd much prefer being on the other side of the camera. That's, I guess, what we do, right?
Yeah.
But I can't see, just looking directly into the camera, I screw up every time.
Yeah.
Do
I mean, I could
takes.
see a version of that video where it's like a solo testimonial from the customer, and then it cuts to like an interview with the two of you, where you're like sort of talking about your experience. So it's like you're in there kind of like chatting with her. But you're not like cutting between two solo shots of interviews, Maybe you could like joke around with her, like in that sort of like you're sitting, two chairs style, and you're like just sort of joking, talking about how the day went, remember when this happened, and you could like cut that part into her testimonial.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So mix it up a bit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out, I guess, the storyboard in my head, really, what this thing looks like.
Yeah, just a thought. There's tons of ways to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No wrong answers. As long as as long as it's authentic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that could work in lieu of like you being solo interviewed. Do that like 2-chair shot.
Okay. Maybe just maybe even sort of like actually not a visual interview, but just maybe show some B-roll of me with the client.
That works too.
Clients.
Yeah, that works too. Yeah,
Okay.
I figured that would already be in there.
Okay.
Yep, behind the scenes.
Yeah. With this one in particular, though, the person that would be on the video wouldn't feature behind the scenes photo because it's in a lab. I told you before that you have to get fully gowned up. It's in a clean room.
Yep.
So it's only the scientists go in there, but the person who hires me, she's kind of head of like operations.
I think that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But yeah, I want to do a number of clients.
Yeah.
That's the plan. To sort of do get a number of them, and as you say, we can do individual like testimonial videos, or then put a whole collaboration of them together.
Yep. And then other like foundational videos you could do are like process videos, like what it's like to work with us. You know, kind of we've done a few of those in our studio about like what happens when you hire us for social media management. Like we're taking over all your posting. What does that process look like?
Right.
So, you know, you could do that for every service you offer. What's it, you know, and those are just YouTube videos that you can put up to just like stack content. And
yeah. So the last blog I did, which was about, how to have a successful staff picture day, I keep meaning to turn that into a video as well. Just use the content.
That's a huge thing. Every blog can be a video.
Yeah.
Every blog could be 5 videos.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I've got to do.
Yeah.
So I've got 2 things. I want to do the client testimonial and turn that one into a video as well.
Yeah.
And in fact,
and just like do you have like a general promo video for yourself?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll show
Running
you
that as an ad alongside like the job specific one could be good.
Yeah.
Because then you have like your brand awareness and you have the specific like, call to action video for that one service.
Yeah. I was actually going to show you my website, but Squarespace have just they're having some technical issues.
Oh, fun. Great timing.
You can't even. Yeah, I know. Couldn't believe it. You can't even. All the galleries on the website have not showing.
Love it.
I've emailed Squarespace, said what's going on. They said, yeah, we're aware of the problem.
Okay, sweet.
We're working on it. So right now I can't show you anything on the website.
Love it.
But
I'll check it out. I'll definitely check out the YouTube. I know I did when we first met, but
yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
So that was it. Yeah, I've been with YouTube. I've done lots of videos on there. I was doing like some again through COVID.
Yeah.
I was doing like the how-to videos.
Yeah.
How to make your video look great using like a DSLR camera. With using a certain device, and that did really, really well actually. Really got so many views, loads of comments.
Sweet.
I kind of got the bug for doing that as well, but then all the following videos after that didn't get half as many views, and I kind of just lost momentum with doing that whole thing.
How often were you posting? Let me pull that up.
Probably once a month, maybe.
Okay.
Needs to be more regular, right?
Way more. If you're going to grow, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good for SEO if you post anything, because YouTube's owned by Google.
Right.
Like, there's a good chance that YouTube video could pop up when people are searching on Google. So
yeah.
all posts are good on all platforms.
Yeah. I've got about 500 followers on YouTube.
Yep. Yeah, that's great.
Which is, well, it's not great, but it's like, it's taken, when I think about how much work that's taken to get to that.
Yeah,
you lose heart. You're like, do I want to do any more on it?
No, 500's like progress, It's hard.
I've been told
really
the first
hard.
1,000 is the most difficult, right?
100%. It could take years to get to 1,000. And like hundreds of videos. Like you have to post.
But the trouble is, my channel is such a mix and a hodgepodge of different content, right? It's about the how-to stuff, it's some behind-the-scenes stuff, it's like promotion stuff, it's like even some client videos on there as well. It's like I can understand why somebody wouldn't want to subscribe because it's kind of all over the place, right?
But I mean, originally, like it's just meant to be like a portfolio piece, right?
That's right. As you say, it really was generated initially just to for the SEO piece, I guess, just to add another channel there.
Yeah. Yeah, you typically do need some kind of like theme to like really grow. And you can have multiple themes, but you have to hit them all hard and like do them all consistently. The consistency is the most like frequency. People people don't realize how much like big influencers are posting. Like your competition has gotten so much stronger in the last 5 years. It's insane. Like exponentially, it's harder to grow on social media than it was like 8 years ago when we started. It really was like easy when we started. It was like, oh, if you're posting on Instagram, you're reaching like all of our clients, 75 likes, 99 likes because we use the right hashtags. Like it was all making a difference. Now it's like you have to go hard, and you need to be spending money on ads, and you need to have your engine up and running, like with your website, and that whole funnel needs to be dialed in if you're going to grow. Otherwise, like we're practicing, and like that's good too, because every post does help SEO. But that first 1,000 followers on every platform, getting your website up to the point where it's getting like 1,000 visitors a month, and like you're tracking that, truly that's like the first 5 or 10 years of your business. Everything after that is like very fun, because then it's like we can start a podcast because we know the videos are worth it, and like we are driving traffic, and we've got a system up and running, and we can do fun things. But up until that point, it's demoralizing.
It is.
And that's where we come in as like coaches almost with a lot of our clients who are just getting started. And we say like, that's why it's so important to be conservative with your budget and see this as like a career-long journey where you're trying to like really build a brand. You're not just trying to like make sales this year. It's like a long-term thing. So every little deposit, every little post makes a difference, but it is demoralizing and time-consuming and frustrating. That's where we try to help people like get through, because the other side is glorious. Like glory is on the other side, where you have a brand, and like influencers' lives are great. They are. Like it is hard work, but like as a business owner, you could get to the point where you are making 2 TikToks a day instead of sending emails all day. And that's all you have to do. And like it could be fun, and like restaurants give you free dinners to post a picture, and like that can happen. And sales can come in through your website all day long because like your SEO is really strong, and your ads are just like up and running and optimized, and just set it and forget it. And like that can happen. It just takes so much work to get there. And that's where that's where we help. Because every business that we work with is in a totally different position when we meet them. They've got different businesses, websites, followings, reputations, services, like networks, their entire network. That's the biggest variable. It's like, who do you know? Like, just because you have 500 followers or just because you have 5,000 followers, it doesn't mean we can tell you like what's going to happen when we start your new show, or when we start your new, video series or whatever, because it's different people. For every human, everyone has different Facebook friends, connections. Like we all have different networks, and that's a huge factor. So that's where it gets fun and complicated for us, and that's where we find common denominators that we can trust as actual marketing concepts that do work for everybody, which is like the authenticity, the consistency, the things that we talk about all the time. The only reason we talk about it all the time is because it's the only stuff that does apply to everyone. Everything else is just like really nitty gritty, like problem solving within your industry, your town, your, what you're dealing with on Facebook right now. It's tough. So, but the whole thing is like, don't give up, because you will grow. You won't shrink. That's the other thing we always say is like, what's going to happen? Like post once a week. You're not going to shrink. Like you will grow. It's just not going to be as fast as you want. But it does all help. It's like, going for a 10-minute walk a day is way better than not going to the gym for a year and never exercising. A little bit is better than nothing.
So a question I have for you as well around Google. So I have like the Google business page, it's now turned into Maps, isn't it? Right? Google Maps, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It used to be called Google My Business.
Yep.
Right?
Now it's all under Maps. Yeah.
So my question, when you put like a post on there.
Yep.
Let's say I'm going to run my special, whatever, I put a post out there.
Yep.
Where does that actually go? How's that seen? Because I've never seen the results, what that looks like to a visitor, or to what somebody sees that on Google.
It's
always
right
wondered
here.
That.
It's on like this part.
Yeah, but where's the post? Where's the, if I put in like,
put a caption?
No, you know when you say you post post an event or post an update,
Oh.
where does that go? Like if I'm doing a promotion, I would say, I would go and put it on the my Google Maps and put it on there as well.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get a lot of like action from it, but it's good to put it in. Just because it's activity on your Google profile.
So Google, I guess the algorithm or the AI in Google sort of sees that I'm being active with my Google Maps. So
activity.
It's going to give me credit for that, I guess, right?
Yep.
Okay. So
and you won't really be able to see it. You have to believe that it's all working.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, what's the point of doing this? Because I've never actually consumed that on the other side. I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean, right? The map, when it says, post an update or post an event. Facebook events is good, right? Because then you can look at what events is happening in my area, right? I've seen what that looks like, but I've never seen that in Google. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Exactly.
This is it? Yeah. Okay, sweet. Yep. Okay, Mother's Day weekend.
So you just do update. Okay.
Yeah, so it's under updates by owner.
There you go. Got it.
Yep. So this is what we do for clients. Like we post on their Google business profile. Yeah. We'll do updates like this. This is great. Like it's kind of like your news feed. Like when you scroll through here, it feels like Facebook. That's sort of the point. It's like Google wants you to post more. Okay, perfect. So that you're updating it.
So that's what it looks like. So, when I go to the profile, it's in updates.
Yep.
Okay, right, good. Yep. That's good to know. Thank you.
Oh, and you got a video in there too. Perfect. Little 30-second clip. Great.
I think
these are all from a while back.
Yeah, that is a while back.
Yeah, 2022.
Is that 30? Is it 30 seconds max, or is that a minute they allow you?
That was 30 seconds.
Yeah, but I think what's the limit on those videos?
I think it's 30. It might even be like 15 now.
Oh, really? Okay.
It could be a minute. I don't know. Great job, man.
All right. Well, thank you.
Guys, check them out. Stuart Beeby Photography and Beeby Studios. BEEBY.
Correct. So that's the name of the LLC. The Beeby Studios is LLC.
Okay, cool.
But I've actually also got a website. So that's interesting, actually. I just want to, again, to take your point on this as well, because last year I created the new website, the Beeby Studios, which is really for the video production. Mm-hmm. So I want to try and separate Stuart Beeby Photography, which is, I guess, doing relatively well as a brand and it's a recognized name. But I wanted to really push the video side. But rather than call it Stuart Beeby Photography Video, it's more like have its own thing, have its own website. Mm-hmm. So that's what I did. That's why I created it. But even, frankly, truthfully, I'm still confused with it myself about that kind of branding thing.
Yeah.
I've been struggling again a little bit on that. That's going to welcome your insight on that.
My gut tells me just keep everything under Beeby Studios.
Right.
And then just run photography ads or run corporate ads or run whatever service you want.
So the Beeby Studios website is the new website. It's only a year old. And I've only really set it up and just left it like that. And it's really only that's for video production.
Could you just transfer the...
Well, so what's your take on this? So I love the idea of like Stuart Beeby Photography, that whole domain, the website, it does pretty well organically, right? Could I change that to Beeby Studios and then it like would diminish that, the organic, the algorithm as such? Would it affect or damage that? If that makes sense.
I want to say yes, because it's a totally new domain.
Right. So could it be then that it redirects? Could you do a redirect?
Yes. Yep. You could definitely redirect it. Or you could just change the design of the current Beeby Photography website.
Which I was doing this week.
And just have it be now branded as Beeby Studios. But the website remains Beeby Photography.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's so.
Because then on social media, it could just all change to Beeby Studios. Yeah. The website says Beeby Studios, but just the URL stays photography, so you don't lose. So that could work.
Got it. So in other words, keep Stuart Beeby Photography URL there, but then make this new website under, or just update that website to be like the Beeby Studios brand.
Exactly. And then just do everything under there, because then you can run ads for whatever you want under Beeby Studios.
Right.
You can run, family photography. You can run corporate. You can do whatever you want. People know the Beeby name.
Okay. That's what I should do then.
Yeah, because then you only need one social media account. Yes. It's all Beeby Studios. You can focus on growing that brand.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
That makes sense. Okay, so keep it. Stuart Beeby Photography is the domain, which performs pretty well.
Yeah. And I'll have to ask Dustin, my web developer buddy, to see if that would make a difference. I think changing the domain would impact your SEO. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I've never touched it.
Yeah.
But I like that. So just change it. So but would that confuse a client though if they see Stuart Beeby Photography?
No.
Okay. I guess it's still the name, right?
Yeah, and they're gonna find you on social media. They're gonna Google BB Studios, and they're just gonna click the website button. And so nobody even looks at the URL. They just click website, and BB Studios will pop up, and it'll just be bbphotography.com.
Okay.
But no one cares.
Got it.
It's not worth nuking all of your SEO for. Right.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, it's not worth it. So.
No. Okay. Good tip. Definitely gonna work on that. Then.
Cool.
Yeah. Perfect.
Awesome. Thanks for coming in, man. This was a lot of fun. I gotta cut it. We could keep talking for an hour.
I've enjoyed it. Thank you. Yeah, no, I know you got to run. Yeah. Okay.
This was great.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. This was awesome. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
Guys, follow him. BB Studios, we just went over all your accounts, so they should know where to find you at this point. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you on the next one.